Hello, my name is Lucas Howell, and this is my informative speech for this oral comm class. This is my audience today. It's a mixture of friends and family. They're shooting the video for me. What we're going to talk about today, we're going to talk about Chicago Cubs. It's a subject that is near and dear to me and my family's heart. We've been Cubs fans for most of my life and all of my children's life. In case you've been under a rock for the past month, you know the Chicago Cubs won the World Series recently. Some of the references I'll use today are from baseballreference.com, the Chicago Cubs site. Another reference I'll get to in a minute, it's a book by Gil Bogan. It's called The Billy Goat Curse, and it talks about some of the excuses that were used for many years, the Cubs not winning the World Series. So 1908 was the last time that the Chicago Cubs won the World Series. That was the longest drought in Major League Baseball history. So that's 108 years. And to give you an idea of some of the events in America that have happened since then, World War I, World War II, Vietnam, even the Titanic in 1912 sank. All of that happened since the Cubs last won the World Series. Now, they have been to the World Series a couple of times in that time span, but they didn't win. Notably, in 1945, referencing back to the book, The Billy Goat Curse, they went to the World Series against the Detroit Tigers, and in Game 4, a man named Billy Cianis brought his billy goat into the stadium. Now, this caused a lot of problems for the fans in the stadium. They noticed how bad the billy goat smelled, and so they complained until the Cubs management had the billy goat and its owner kicked out of the stadium. Well, the owner, Mr. Billy Cianis, made the comment, the Cubs ain't going to win no more games. And that was 1945. Now, they've won a lot of games since then, but they haven't won a World Series. So, along with curses, 1969, the Cubs are playing in the National League Championship Series against the Mets. They were known as the Amazing Mets. And a cat, a black cat, came on the field and circled the batter's box, or the on-deck circle, and they used that as an excuse for the Cubs not winning the World Series. Some of the other ones, more recently, 1988, the Chicago Cubs were the last team in Major League Baseball to get lights. So there were excuses for many years that because the Cubs had to play day games in the heat of the day when the rest of the teams in Major League Baseball were just waking up at that time, that the Cubs were at a disadvantage. So I don't personally believe in any of that, but it's fun to mention and fun to talk about if you're reporting on it the way I am today. So what the Cubs did in 2015, they drafted, or actually called up some of their draft picks, a guy named Chris Bryant, who was this year's MVP, and they had several other young players that are turning into superstars now, like Anthony Rizzo, Addison Russell, and they had a mixture of veteran players that they signed too, like Ben Zobrist and John Lester. And so really good mix of young and old that they put together, and it really caused for them to have a successful year. And then I guess the mix also went on to cause them to win the World Series. So very proud to say that I'm a Chicago Cubs fan, and we'll pan back now to our audience, and that's how we'll finish this. Thank you.